Under the sharp glow of Manhattan's skyline, the pulse of New York beats faster than usual. In the boroughs and brownstones, in the subway tunnels and campaign halls, a new political rhythm is rising, one that could soon define America's most iconic city. His name is Zohran Mamdani, a 34-year-old state legislator from Queens, son of Ugandan Indian immigrants, and now the front-runner to become the next mayor of New York City. The camera finds him surrounded by volunteers, his voice steady but charged with conviction. Every New Yorker, no matter their faith, no matter where they were born, no matter who they are, deserves a city they can afford and a place where they feel safe to build a family and a life. Just months ago, few outside local politics even recognized the name. Today, Zohran Mamdani's rallies draw crowds that fill school gymnasiums and echo through the streets of Brooklyn, Harlem, and Queens. To his supporters, he is the face of a new American left, unapologetic, diverse, and deeply rooted in the struggles of ordinary people. To his critics, he's something else entirely, an idealist whose socialist rhetoric could upend the delicate balance of the city's politics. Born in Kampala, Uganda, Mamdani's story begins far from the city he hopes to lead. His family, of Indian descent, fled during the turmoil of Idi Amin's regime and settled in the United States when he was 7. His mother, filmmaker Mira Nair, and father, historian Mahmoud Mamdani, nurtured in him both art and activism. At Bowdoin College in Maine, he studied economics and began advocating fiercely for the Palestinian cause, earning both admiration and controversy. Though once drawn to music, he found his purpose in public life. In 2020, he won a seat in the New York State Assembly, representing Astoria in Queens, one of the city's most diverse and economically strained neighborhoods. There, he became known as a politician who blurred social boundaries, a Muslim lawmaker at pride marches, a tenant rights advocate who also joined interfaith vigils, and a voice for immigrants who saw their city growing beyond their reach. Political analyst Lincoln Mitchell of Columbia University notes, frankly, a Muslim candidate for mayor of New York is an enormous story, especially at a moment when the war in Gaza has captured so much global attention that attention has only amplified as Mamdani's profile has grown. His political self-definition, socialist, places him squarely within the insurgent left of the Democratic Party, alongside figures like Bernie Sanders and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. For conservatives and even some centrist Democrats, that label is toxic. President Donald Trump has gone further, deriding him as a little communist, a line that has only helped Mamdani among younger voters who see him as an anti-establishment reformer. The rise of Zohran Mamdani has been as fast as it is unconventional. In June 2025, he won the Democratic primary, a stunning upset over veteran figures like Andrew Cuomo, the former governor forced to resign in scandal. Mamdani's campaign was a hybrid of old-school organising and digital savvy. Volunteers canvassed door-to-door while his videos and speeches went viral on TikTok and Instagram. His message was clear that New York, one of the world's richest cities, had become unaffordable to those who built it. At a rally, he declared, "We believe buses should be fast," and the crowd roared back, "Free. We believe housing is far too expensive. We're going to build hundreds of thousands of affordable homes, take on bad landlords, and freeze the," again, the crowd shouted, "rent." The promise of free buses, rent control, and city-run grocery stores has ignited enthusiasm, but also alarm. Economists warn his policies may strain the city's budget, and legal analysts note that such sweeping reforms would require state approval. Even supporters admit his plans may face daunting obstacles. Lincoln Mitchell again voices the establishment's concern. If you were electing someone to run an NGO with a $40 million budget, you might hesitate about Mamdani's experience. But he's running to be mayor of a city with a budget near $100 billion. That lack of executive experience is a favourite attack line for Cuomo and other rivals. Yet in public perception, Mamdani's freshness is part of his allure. His inexperience reads as authenticity. In neighbourhoods from Washington Heights to Coney Island, he appears on basketball courts, in subway stations, and at youth soccer tournaments, talking about wages, rent, and dignity. The imagery of his campaign, handmade signs, multilingual chants, modest stages, reinforces the sense of a movement rather than a machine. Behind the chants lies a serious question: could Zohran Mamdani's success reshape the Democratic Party itself? The numbers are not kind to the establishment. A Wall Street Journal poll from July shows 63% of Americans hold an unfavorable view of the Democratic Party, its lowest in 3 decades. For strategists, Mamdani's momentum hints at a possible revival. As analyst Mitchell observes, it's been a long time since a Democratic candidate inspired this level of following, almost cult-like. He occupies a fascinating cultural niche, from the global south, yet from great privilege. Because of that, he moves through different worlds with striking ease. Indeed, that duality, an immigrant story wrapped in cosmopolitan fluency, makes him both relatable and polarizing. Supporters say it allows him to bridge divides. Detractors argue it distances him from working-class realities. Still, his rallies continue to swell. The American left sees in him a kind of next-generation prototype, young, Muslim, globally minded, and fiercely egalitarian. Bernie Sanders, appearing at a rally beside Mamdani and Ocasio-Cortez, framed the stakes bluntly. A victory here in New York will give hope and inspiration to people throughout our country and throughout the world. Such endorsements electrified his campaign. But the city's moderate Democrats, including Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, have stayed silent, wary that Mamdani's radical platform could cost them support among older, business-friendly voters. Within the party, the tension is palpable. Is he the future or the fracture of the Democrats? For Jewish and pro-Israel communities, Mamdani's past remarks remain controversial. His description of Israel as an apartheid regime has drawn criticism, even as he's recently condemned anti-Semitism in equally strong terms. His critics accuse him of opportunism. His allies say it shows maturity and empathy. To both sides, he embodies the ideological crossroads of America's progressive movement, bold, risky, and deeply polarizing. In the working-class corners of Queens, however, those debates feel distant. Here, people talk about rent, healthcare, and subway delays. Here, Mamdani's promises find resonance. Supporters see him as someone who speaks their language, literally and politically. For them, this isn't about left or right. It's about survival in a city where the median rent has surpassed $4,000 and public transport feels increasingly broken. As Election Day approaches, the mood on the ground shifts from excitement to anxiety. Volunteers hand out leaflets outside corner stores and mosques. Debates rage across local news channels. The question is no longer whether Mamdani can win, but whether New York is ready for what his victory would mean, because beyond his slogans lies a deeper narrative, a test of America's capacity for reinvention. If elected, Zohran Mamdani would be New York's first Muslim mayor, its youngest in over a century, and a symbol of a city and perhaps a nation still wrestling with identity and inequality. Yet for all the speculation, one truth remains. No matter how high he climbs, Mamdani can never seek the US presidency. The Constitution bars foreign-born citizens from running. That reality gives his story a paradoxical finish. A man who could redefine the political soul of America's greatest city, but never lead the country whose promise brought his family here. As the night descends over Times Square, campaign lights flicker and the skyline glows with restless anticipation. The city that never sleeps is again at a turning point, watching a son of immigrants born on another continent, now standing on the brink of history.
Every New Yorker, no matter their faith, no matter where they were born, no matter who they are, deserves a city that they can afford and a place that they will be safe and able to build a family and a life.
Thank you to the elected officials, labor, and thank you.
Zohran Mamdani! How's it going, New York City? Are we ready to stand up and fight back? Thank you so much, and I cannot wait to be a part of this movement with each and every one of you.
You know, frankly, a Muslim candidate for mayor of New York is an enormous story, especially at a moment where the war in Gaza has taken so much global attention.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Our next.
Don't want you guys to get hit.
Yeah, I know.
Joseph Tan.
Yes, it is. Because of the same thing we read about.
Here we go.
Thank you so much. All right, got it.
Okay.
Oh, that's your constitution. If not, I'll just leave them on.
Bueno, en ma...
And bus drivers. We believe that buses should be fast, and we believe that housing is far too expensive. We're going to build hundreds of thousands of affordable homes, take on bad landlords, and freeze the... How you doing, boss?
I'm sorry.
Thank you, brother.
Sí, it's in Spanish.
Between a communist and a Democrat.
You're going to lose. And who gets hurt? The people of New York City.
If you were electing someone to be executive director of an NGO that had a $40 million a year budget, you would not be confident in Mamdani's experience. And he's running to be the mayor of a city with a budget that runs to almost $100 billion.
Mamdani for NYC! Mamdani for NYC! Only one Mamdani!
New Yorkers need to hear the truth. No more BS from con artists.
I should have already been there in the first place.
Another one. I got a stack. I'll do one more. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Good luck, man.
It is striking to me. I mean, I have not seen a Democratic candidate who has this kind of a following in a very long time. And it's bordering on kind of cult-like, right? The reason I say that is because he fits a very fascinating cultural niche, right? He's from the global South, but he's from extreme privilege. And because of that, he moves through all these worlds with great ease.
What's your name? Louis. Nice to meet you. Take care. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Easy, guys. Easy. Stay over here.
A victory here in New York will give hope and inspiration to people throughout our country and throughout the world.
It's a full investigation into how this happened.
Public school system be homeless, and to know that this is the 9th consecutive year that it's more.
Nice to meet you. I really do hope you make a difference.
Thanks.
It's like 7 to 9% equally for. Where do you think those votes go, and who do you think he ends up endorsing? In the past, you've questioned the purpose of jails. Does that apply to?
A lot of the focus has been on the question of
Next man.